Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
What's the last retro game you purchased?
Oh my God. This used to be a weekly thing, but
Yeah.
now the last retro game I bought with my own money was a copy of Fighters Megamix for Game.com for Mark Shepard's birthday
Really?
last year.
That was last year.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Well, thanks, Eric. I don't buy a ton of retro games, but I bought one. Well, I received one in the mail today.
You purchased a retro video game. You're reaching around to get it. Subtext.
Have you played this game before?
Kirby's Return to Dream? Yes, I actually own that. It was extremely expensive and very hard to find for a while. And at some point, a bunch of them flooded the market. It was really mysterious.
Yeah, it must have happened recently because last time I checked, this game was unobtainable.
Like it was like $60-$70 used for the longest time. If I didn't pronounce it correctly, it's Kirby's Return to Dreamland on Wii. It was the second Kirby game after Epic Yarn on Wii.
Yeah.
What made you want to go get that?
My kids love Kirby games, and my parents have a Wii that's hooked up.
Okay, so they can take that over there and play it.
And I have a hooked up Wii U, but so we can play there. But
well, shit, get Epic Yarn and the 30th anniversary collection, and that will complete your Kirby suite on the Wii console.
Oh yeah, I was actually going to get Triple Deluxe for 3DS for them.
Also a good game. I've completed that.
But they played
Robobot.
They played the shit out of Kirby's Magical Excursion.
Not it.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
Okay.
Played a lot of that, but anyway.
Dad, why is he in 2D now? Dad, make him go 3D. Dad, fix it. Fix it, Dad.
Kirby lore. Would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded?
Yes.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic Japanese role-playing games. Chapter by chapter, beat by beat. This is Season 4, the first part of such season. We're covering the game called Suikoden, and we're getting there. Close to the end. My name is Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hello, Eric.
What's up, Chris? My cat cut my finger. I'm bleeding.
Your cat cut your finger?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
You're an asshole. You didn't say goodbye to me at my party the other day when you left.
You were asleep.
I was taking a nap.
Fell asleep at your own party.
It's having a little bit of a lingering COVID
reality
effects.
overdose.
Yeah. So I'm better now. Thanks for asking. We are also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. You too can join this RealNet of sorts at patreon.com/retroam. This episode is brought to you by Shy Guy 32. Thank you, Shy Guy 32, for your patronage. Anybody who listens to Retrograde Amnesia knows Shy Guy 32 because Shy Guy 32 is an essential member of the RealNet, especially during the Final Fantasy VIII run. So thank you, Shy Guy 32, for your support.
You're welcome, Chris.
We're also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion, and the architect of the technology used to copy human consciousness in Citizen Sleeper.
Initializing FakeNet.
I also helped create photosynthetic skin, but only because I wanted to know what it tasted like.
Hi, welcome, FakeNet.
Chris, if you could download your consciousness to a robot and sell it for profit, would you do it?
For profit?
Yeah, so all copies of you would be made to work in like the space fields.
I'm just making copies of myself? I get to...
Yes, but the copies have your memories and stuff, but they are enslaved to corporations. Would you do that? You make money off this.
Can we make Retrograde Amnesia an LLC and then have them make podcasts for different things? Like, can we turn Retrograde Amnesia into a corporation?
I don't think so, because these are just made to do like impossible labor out in the space fields.
Oh.
You know what I mean? This is like, they aren't given good lives. We can't just do the multiplicity thing and clone ourselves to do the work we don't want to do. That's not how this works.
So you can't podcast from space?
Not in this fiction of Citizen Sleeper.
What if the corporation has a podcast studio? The corporation I work for has a podcast studio. I saw it the other day and I want to break in and steal their shit.
It's a possibility.
Okay.
We'll look into it.
All right. Well, the answer is no then.
Okay.
Anyway.
But speaking of yes, which is all further questions will be answered yes, where are we going?
Yes, we have killed Necklord and liberated the Lormar region. This is the future that the Libs want, Eric. The vampire's dead and the region's liberated. That's what they want.
I would think that liberals would be more inclined to want the vampire dead, actually.
Yeah, they tried to kill Dick Cheney for a long time.
Yeah, Dick Cheney, a man who has no pulse. So vampires wouldn't even be interested in him.
Yeah, that's true. Huh. Or was Dick Cheney a runic vampire?
It's entirely possible.
Okay.
He's still fucking alive.
Is he?
Yes, he's still alive.
You know, I thought he was dead because Christian Bale made a movie about him.
Oh.
And usually when you make movies about
Christian
people,
Bale was in the movie. Adam McKay made that movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. I just, he's the only name I knew that was associated with it.
Sure.
So yeah, we have killed Necklord, and now that means we can go back to our house
Yes, our fuck house.
Our fuck house, indeed.
Well, I know you've played every Suikoden game to completion. Is this correct? Except for like Tier Chris or something?
I haven't played Tactics, Tier Crease, or the new fan translated one.
Is there any more fucked name than Necklord?
Whew. Wow, Eric.
Like there's nothing like Johnny Sewer Britches or the Amazing Carl.
I would submit Sergeant Joe, the anthropomorphic duck, but he's a duck.
Okay.
A duck named Joe.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked, but not as fucked as Necklord.
Well, animals with people names are hilarious all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a griffin named Fubar.
So my castle, it's upgraded, and there's now a banner on front of the ugly husk that we're just staying in. I can't get over how ugly our castle is.
Yeah, it's effective. It's a structural wall.
It's a decaying tooth in the middle of the ocean.
It does kind of look like a decaying tooth.
Awful.
But yes, this flag is an indicator that our castle has now leveled up to level 4, which is a key feature needed to recruit certain characters.
They're only impressed with the size of my castle?
They are indeed.
Or is it the girth?
Now, there's one other new feature in our fuck house. Do you know what that is?
What is it?
It's the bath, Eric.
I've had the bath. What are you talking about?
It's a tropical bath now.
Oh, I haven't taken a bath recently.
Yeah. You want to hear some hot sounds from the tropical bath?
The tropical bath noises.
Yeah, let's take a bath.
Are we talking over the bath? Are we in the bath?
Yeah, we're in the bath right now.
I'm splashing you. You're splashing me.
Don't splash me. I'm trying to relax
it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get, look at these pores, man.
Oh, I'm dunking you under the water. Oh, Chris can't swim. Hold him under. Hold him under. Oh, he's holding his breath. Oh, he's fighting me, but he can't beat me. Chris is done.
I've died.
Wait, he's back up. Oh, I'm doing mouth to mouth. Okay, Chris is back, everybody.
Stop it.
He survived. Oh, I love taking a bath with Chris. Do you want to sell the water? Is our podcast popular enough to do that? You want to sell the bath water, the tropical bath water?
I don't know how many listeners you need
$10
to sell your bath water, but I think it's...
We'll put some hot sauce in it. Hot sauce and 2 ice cubes. Ship it off.
I like hot sauce. So, did you do any exploration after not taking a bath?
No, I just went back up to talk to Matthew, but then convene the war council.
I discovered one new thing
that
we have not previously discovered in the castle. Kimberly, do you know where she's hanging out?
In the Invisible Tea Party?
No, she moved into Tai-Ho's house.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's just hanging out with Tai-Ho and Yamku.
Oh, no.
Which explains why she is a member of the Fishermen's in the war battles. And she's hanging there, and if you speak with her, she asks if I'm her drinking partner tonight.
Okay.
So
that's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Do you think she was kicked out of every other room, and then, like, this is her last stop before eviction in our castle? Because, like, the Fisherman's Hut is, like, barely even living there.
Or maybe she thinks Yamku's sexy.
Entirely possible. He does look cool.
Yeah. I mean, they both kind of look cool. I mean, Tai-Ho is kind of dressed like Jesus a little bit.
Yeah. Jesus is a very sexy man.
Yeah.
Every Christian has a picture of him in their home.
Yes.
Because they admire him for his looks. So you want to go talk to Matthew?
Let's go talk to Matthew.
All right. Sanchez welcomes me back and says, it's good to see that I'm well. I'm like, it's good to see you too, Sanchez.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone will ever mention I killed my father ever again.
My dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they will.
Okay.
They know what's kind of a time that we're going through right now, but we still have work to do.
We must display leadership. Sanchez says it was a major accomplishment to liberate the Lorimar region without the use of troops because fewer people die if we don't send them to be killed, Chris.
Yes, no war battles this time.
Matthew gets on a business, and he says that according to Kasumi Ninja, Kasem Hazel has been placed in charge of the northern defenses and is building up his forces.
Yeah. We've met him before.
Yeah, back in the day. He was in the top right when he was like the third person we talked to in this game.
Yeah, he was in the waiting room getting ready to. Do you think Kasem Hazel? Do you think he's got a black rune, or do you think that he's into this shit?
He's
like
all
that?
in. I can't even tell anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
We haven't met him yet.
I mean, I've got like one line of dialogue for him, so I'm not sure. Sanchez says that Hazel has 8,000 dudes and another 6,000 soldiers in the floating fortress of Sharzad.
Yeah.
And 10,000 troops in and around the Imperial headquarters. Chris, what does that add up to? 10 plus 8 plus 6 plus 1,000.
24,000?
FakeNet, check that math.
Initializing FakeNet.
Chris performed the math problem correctly. It is 24,000.
I may have missed a number in there, but it's important to note that the floating fortress of Shazaradze is not literally floating. It is a...
Bullshit.
It is a
Is it floating on the water?
On the water.
On the water.
Yeah.
It's floating.
It is floating, but it's not like it's not a floating island.
It's not levitating.
Yes.
All right. LaPont, who's still here for some reason, says that with what we've got, that's all we can handle. The only way we can win is to unite the rebel forces around the countryside.
Yes.
Sanchez says that he happens to be a friend of Joshua.
Excuse me, Humphrey.
Humphrey?
Humphrey.
Not Sanchez.
They're interchangeable to me, Chris.
No, Humphrey.
I cannot tell the difference.
Okay.
A friend of Joshua, commander of the Knights of the Dragon's Den, who are all out west.
Yes.
Quote, if you plan to befriend them, I'll come with you.
The retro.
Shit, maybe Humphrey said that. I think I got it wrong.
Yeah, it was Humphrey. Yeah, don't worry about it. So, the retrograde amnesia Joshua count has been increased to 2.
Yeah, I was going to say Joshua was in one of our miniseries, Star Ocean, as a friendly angel boy,
Or Joshua.
ostracized from his
Yeah.
angel ways. Is this the first time we've had like a player character that has the same name that can confuse our mind brains and override memories?
Oh,
Time compression.
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think this is our first crossover, as far as I can remember.
The multiple Joshuas there. There's no Ayabreas and multiple ones are Fays or Sidons.
There was an NPC.
Esmeralda? Esmeralda.
There was an NPC in one of the castles in Star Ocean, at least the remake, named Zell.
Okay.
So
Great.
That's the best I can do. Patreon.com/RetroAM. You listen to all the podcasts and let us know. Because we forgot. Because we're dumb.
Sanchez, or maybe it's Humphrey, goes on to say that the Dragon Knights have always rejected imperial jurisdiction, remaining neutral.
Yeah, that was Sanchez.
But we need them. Joshua is a proud man. The only chance for an alliance is for Tyr to visit them in person. Flick says, I'm down. I say, let's go. Sanchez says this place is northwest of liberated Anai, formerly known as Beer Blanche.
Beer Blanche.
Beer Blanche.
Yes.
Flick joins. Humphrey joins. Who'd you add to your party?
Well, I didn't form my party until we got done with this next recruiting spree. So
Then we'll do it then, but now I'm going to add mine. Otherwise, I'll forget because this page will go on the floor with the fucking trash.
Are you saying my floor's dirty?
Well, the box of Clorox wipes is turned on inside. It's not upright like it should be, so I think that denotes dirt and filth.
Okay, thanks.
I pick Valeria, Aline, and Cleo. Let's
Who?
go with Valeria, Eileen, and Cleo.
Eileen LaPonte's wife?
That's right.
Oh, how's
but
he feel?
not LaPont.
How's he feel about
Didn't
this?
ask. Just took. I'm king, motherfucker.
Okay. So, Eric, is it time to go on the recruiting trail?
Let's go recruit some dudes. Where'd you go first?
Well, this is I think that now that we've got a level 4 castle, we can begin an excursion to assemble a collective of, I think maybe you called this out last episode, true motherfuckers.
Yes.
Because in my opinion, these next three or four recruits are
They go hard.
very high on the absolute motherfucker scale.
Okay.
So let's go get them. The first place I went to was back to Kaleka to check in with Leon Silverberg.
Windy Noise I Captured plays.
Yes.
This
Thank
place, they didn't repair it. Still messed up.
No, it's still fucked. We read about it in the old book, but didn't do anything about it yet.
I go talk to Leon Silverberg, and he says, my, how the Liberation Army's grown. Please tell Matthew how impressive it's become.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be like, dude, I mean, he knows.
Yeah, he's been... Yeah,
Like, he's like the lead architect.
Yeah, this entire thing is confusing.
I leave, and I go tell Matthew anyway, and he's like, Leon, his last name was Leon Silverberg. I have a letter here. Will you deliver it to him? And I receive Matthew's letter.
Yes.
And who do you think I took it to, Chris?
Well, you took it to Leon Silverberg, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Deliver the letter. Leon says, to think he would want me to help.
Yeah, and this this next part is upsetting because Matthew then shows up, even
just
though
walks in.
Yeah, even though I brought his goddamn letter.
It's all theater.
He says, "I'll do anything to win this war, even if it means asking you for help."
No, Chris.
Yeah, we have
Squash beef.
Yes, beef, a family beef going on here. Leon says, "Matthew, you don't trust me, yet you ask for my help."
Matthew actually pushes Tyr out of the way when he approaches Leon.
Yeah, you're right. Then Matthew says, "You're right. I don't trust you. Even now, I suspect you, but I do trust your power. Please give it to us. Please!" Exclamation point.
Is this like when a basketball team recruits the guy that like has some debatable issues with substance abuse and is like owns a gun?
If you're projected to be like the top pick in the draft,
Yeah.
and you show up to the NFL Combine, for example, with a MAGA hat on,
Yeah.
and a shirt that says Trader Joe, like Traitor Joe.
Trader Joe. Are those
And-
real? I've never thought of that ton before.
Yeah,
Jesus.
this actually happened. That's why I'm using this example. And you were projected to be the top pick because you're awesome. You'd probably still get picked because you're good. You have a lot of leverage.
Right,
but if
yeah.
you're a projected third round pick, you're going to fall to the fourth or fifth round.
you better dress like a regular human being.
Which is what happened to a particular player. So Leon, however, has leverage because he's of the Silverberg family and he's got good genes, I guess.
Well, Leon, standing in a dead town next to a fucked bed, says, you, bowing to me, very well then, but I never thought we'd fight together again. Leon Silverberg joins. Chris, what's the deal with these guys? Do we even know what their conflict is? Are they brothers? Cousins? Uncle?
Leon Silverberg is Matthew's uncle. If you'd like to know why he doesn't like him, Eric, you're just going to have to wait.
So they seeded something in the sequel to this game that they deliberately did not explain in the game? Or is this later in the game?
No, this is in the next game.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I like doing that when I'm not even sure if the game will get a sequel, let alone 5 years later. or
There's
whatever.
it's hard to say if they decided to go back and pull from the first game or if they decided to just seed things and play them out later. Who knows? But I do know a couple of things, Eric. Leon Silverberg is the Chikai Star, the Chief Star of Earth. Tyr McDowell, Chief Star of Heaven. Leon Silverberg, Chief Star of Earth.
Pretty big territory.
Yeah. He's age 46. He's old as hell. He's, of course, a strategist. He is not a person that you can put in your party, but he is a person that will join the war battle team of strategists. You know, the ones that like to see the power of the science.
I like that better than your Karsh.
Thanks. Which, will, of course, will give an extra 50% power to charge unit for the next few rounds. His battle cry, which isn't used, I don't think, because Matthew just says, see the power of the science every time, he is, this will probably be my final task. And
I mean, in terms of JRPG protagonist years, 46 is on his deathbed.
yeah, And his death quote is, Matthew, it's up to you now, but strategists cannot die. I do have one more fact that is outside of this wiki here and something that I observed later. Would you like me to go on to this?
Tell me your
before
observations.
We completely forget about this guy. If you speak with him in the castle, have you done that? Do you remember?
No,
If
I no
you
longer speak to my subjects. There's too many of them for me to care about.
He's hanging out in the tower that Kawanda is hanging out with a tea party going on upstairs.
Please, Invisible Tea Party.
Invisible Tea Party. Yeah, he's not taking part in the Invisible Tea Party. He's just standing there saying the following. Our job is to gather facts. To get emotional about it is sad indeed.
Oh, shit, dude. He's a facts and logic
He's
guy.
a facts and logic guy.
He's a facts and logic guy.
And he's a strategist in charge of armies, so he's definitely done some war crimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, facts and logic guys, you want to apply them to your army because they don't care about the human cost. They just want results.
Yes, and perhaps that is what the rift between Matthew and Leon was.
Because Matthew cares too much, Leon cares too little.
Yes,
Combined, they make a real person.
Matthew couldn't do this shit anymore. He left to go be a teacher.
Or surgeon, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, it really does. He left to be a sensei, Eric. Let's just say that. Keep it ambiguous. That's all I've got for Leon. Thanks, Leon, for joining our team.
Where'd you go next?
Back to Necklord's castle.
All right, Passacaria plays.
Yeah, let's play that gothic shit.
The sky is blue now when you go out to the balconies. It's not sunsetting
Yeah,
anymore.
time is no longer progressing.
It takes me half an hour, but I make it all the way back to the end and find a black-clad ninja person standing at the organ.
Eric, that's not a ninja person. That is plate armor. Plate armor.
Plate armor.
You know what plate armor is, right? You
I have no idea.
You don't know what plate armor is?
No, armor with dinner plates from Fazoli's stapled to it. What you're insinuating something that does not make sense.
Have you played Dark Souls?
Yeah.
You know how like they wear like really, some characters wear like really thick armor?
I don't wear that shit. I got a light roll. I don't even wear pants most of the time.
But
armor in a Dark Souls. Are you out of your mind?
But you've seen that there's NPCs that have like
yeah,
lots
but
of
I don't
armor.
ask them what they're wearing. I'm not on the red carpet interviewing celebrities.
Did you take history and learn about the medieval times?
Yeah, from Marty Donlan.
Yeah. Okay.
See Final Fantasy VIII Episode 1 for more Marty Donlan. Go ahead.
Plate armor was thick armor that could not be penetrated by a traditional bow and arrow. Very thick armor, huge helmet.
So just big armor.
Yeah, big.
Why do they call it
thick.
plate?
Because it was made with plates of like steel and shit. Fake net. Why is it called?
Why do they call it plate?
Fake net.
Initializing fake net.
In one of its normal definitions, plate can be defined as a thin, flat sheet or strip of metal or other material, typically one used to join or strengthen things or forming part of a machine. Coat of plates, or plate armor, dates back to the 12th century.
Thanks, fake net.
You're welcome, Crisp.
Anyway, Pesmerga, he's not a ninja. He's got plate armor on. He's got thick armor on. He can't light roll, Eric.
My notes definitely say ninja person, not ninja. So
Yeah.
I think I'm right.
Okay.
The person whose portrait is a head staring at the ground with a mask covering their eyes.
It's not a mask. It's a helmet. It's a thick helmet. Go ahead.
Is it a plate helmet, Chris?
Yes.
I'm going to make my own plate armor and wear it here and stare at you in it. They say, I thought that if I pursued Necklord, I'd run into Uber. In any case, I never thought anyone could defeat Necklord. Okay, well that's exactly what I've done. I recruit Pesmerga.
Pesmerga.
He says, Liberation Army, so you're defying the Imperials. All right, I understand that he's now part of the Imperial Army.
Uber.
What? Oh, okay, Uber's part. Okay, so
Yeah.
Do we have Uber? Oh, Uber's part of the Imperial Army. I get it.
Yeah.
Uber was the guy that we saw burn shit down in the past with Ted's Village.
Yes, but apparently this is the first time we know that Uber's still here in the present.
So it's like X versus Sever.
I was going to say Storm Shadow versus Snake Eyes.
Probably better. Yeah.
Sonic versus Shadow. Pesmerga joins?
John Madden versus Pat Summerall.
Sure.
Pesmerga joins. Chris, tell me about Pesmerga. Great name.
Pesmerga is the Tenny Star, the Star of Majesty. It's because he's wearing majestic plate armor and a long, flowing golden cape and huge horns on his helmet. He is age? ?
Mysterious.
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 Pesmerga is one of the better characters in the game. Perhaps the best frontline character that you can use in the game because he has extremely high HP, and very good defense. He can't even equip the best armor. He has to wear dragon armor. You can't take it off and give him something better because it's something that is bound to him, but he's still good as hell.
Yeah, ninjas are cool.
He can't participate in the ninja attacks. There's your proof. His weapon, the Crimson, the Death Crimson, or the King Crimson.
King Crimson is a band, correct?
Do you want me to ask the fake net?
Yeah.
Fake net.
Initializing fake net.
King Crimson is a progressive rock band that experienced its greatest popularity in the 70s. Additionally, Death Crimson is a medium shitty light gun game that appears on Saturn and Dreamcast.
In the War Battles team, he joins the team of experts.
Ninjas are experts. They have to be.
This is making me very upset because he's like one of my favorite characters.
Good.
Yeah.
Suffer.
Well, he's the first expert we have, however. His battle cry, die.
Shortened to the point.
His death quote, farewell.
So he's like Zoa?
Sort of. Pesmerga, his name. It means he who faces death in a language, Eric. Which language?
English.
Kurdish. Suikoden fans have long speculated about the nature of the rivalry between Pesmerga and Uber, and maybe some speculation that it is one of those things that is going on in the background that is essential to the fabric of space-time. But
I really like stuff like that, to be honest. How that's just like, I'm assuming it permeates through multiple games.
Yes. We'll see. We'll maybe see some more of this later once we learn more about Uber. But very, very interesting character, shrouded in mystery. Probably would have learned more about him had Suikoden continued onward in the Murayama era. And that's all I have for Pesmerga. You have to say it like that too, by the way.
I have to walk all the way back down to leave this castle.
Yep, sorry, escape talismans do not work here, Eric.
Where'd you go next, Chris?
Next, I went back to the Cave of the Past at Kwan Temple.
Where music pimp plays.
Pimpa.
I make my way back through this cursed cave and find Crowley again in that hidden area.
Yeah.
It's on the map. You have to go through like a part of the screen. He says, ho, you found me. I didn't think anyone would come here. Recruit me? Might be nice to enjoy a little sunshine after all this time. Crowley joins. All that for thank fuck I found an escape talisman along the way.
Yeah, Crowley joins.
Crowley is that a riff on Aleister Crowley, the practitioner of black magic and many cult legends from the early 20th century?
We'll find out when we get to the trivia section of this page. But yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Crowley is the Chizen star, the silent star. Age, crown a new champion here, 113.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
He's definitely into the dark arts then, Chris.
He is indeed.
Is that natural age? Or is he got a rune on him?
He is said, and I think maybe this was in the old book or somewhere, maybe it's in the Kiwami, I'm not sure, but he is said to have over 100 runes junctioned unto his body.
That's got to cause some problems.
Yeah, absolutely.
Memory loss, one of them, because of all the junctioning.
Yes. Now, of course, Suikoden only allows you to actually use one rune per character.
That's going to add some weight to him, too.
Yeah. His weapon is the rod, the comet rod, the meteor rod, or the Cosmo rod.
He's a magician.
Yeah, he's got magic, Eric. He is one of the most powerful magic users in the game. He comes preloaded with the Cyclone rune, which is the upgraded version of the Wind rune. So he's pretty good. He joins the team of Children of the Runes. Notably, Crowley is
man is a child?
not a child, along with Luke and Lottie.
The person who couldn't find her cat.
Yes. Oh, this answered a question we just had a minute ago. His battle cry is, "May the 100 runes within me." ...
Oh, so he's eating them.
Yes. And his death quote is, "I have no regrets."
Well, if I swallowed rocks and I couldn't get them out of me, I would say that too. No regrets, can't do anything about it.
His position in the Liberation Army is listed as the Arch Magus.
Okay.
So, sure. Crowley is named after Aleister Crowley, a British occultist known for the foundation of the Thelema religion, whatever that is. Is that like some Satan stuff? Witchcraft?
Yeah, our buddy Kai used to talk about Aleister Crowley all the goddamn time.
Yeah, you're right. That's how I know who Aleister Crowley is. That's all I have for Crowley.
Crowley is done. Well, have you used Crowley before? He seems like a badass, kind of.
I have, not in this playthrough, but yes, he is
in the past,
perhaps the best magic user in the game.
Well, that's nice, Chris. I'll never take him with me. We have one more place left to go.
Mm-hmm.
Rakan?
Yeah.
Rising Tide plays.
Good song.
I go to the inn and talk to Clive, the dipshit in the back in the black cape.
Did you get him in the first try?
Yeah.
Me too.
I saw discussion on that in our Discord about how he doesn't always pop up, and that was like, what do you, like, it was an alien discussion to me.
I was shocked because I have very vivid memories of going in and out of this town over and over again.
To get him to spawn?
For an hour.
Do you know what the % chance is on that?
I'm not sure. FakeNet, do you know?
Initializing fake net.
When your castle is level 4, the odds are ever in your favor.
Clive says, what are you looking at? Something wrong with my appearance, which is kind of the same thing that Dummy Ted said in the back. It was something on my face. Fuck it, I recruit Clive now that my castle has leveled up. He says, leader of the Liberation Army, I'm just passing through this land. Not that I have any particular destination, and maybe I'll find a clue here. What? Oh, nothing. Just talking to myself. Okay, I'll give you a hand. So immediately I am suspicious of Clive and his motives.
Yes, Clive
Because
joins.
he's like, I'm just passing through, but if you're offering employment for services rendered, then perhaps I can do that. Chris, where have you heard the name Clive before?
We have heard Clive's name on a grave in Rockland.
Yeah.
Or Rockland, where Rockland plays.
That's right.
Which we can talk about that here in a second, Eric. Would you like to learn some more about Clive?
Tell me all about Clive, who apparently has a gun.
Yes. Clive is the Tensuyo star of the Swift Star, which he is a character with a high magic stat. He is a human male aged 24. Would you like to know his occupation? It's a bit of a spoiler for a later game that I've never played.
I will almost certainly forget it, sure.
His occupation is the Guild Master of the Howling Voice Guild.
Oh, good. Yeah, that means a lot to me, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah. His weapon, as discussed, is, of course, the gun called the Wind, the Storm, or the Tornado, or Tornado, as we say in these parts.
I call them cyclones.
Yeah. Well, that was... Yeah. Well, you can't because there's a cyclone rune. In war battles, he joins with Pesmerga on the team of experts. I think the experts are just motherfuckers. Because Clive, again, is a very good character. He has very high speed, a back row fighter that uses a fucking musket to shoot guys, which is the first hint that he is not from these parts.
I do like the idea that other parts of this world that we have no idea how big this planet is. I mean, you probably do because you played these games, but to me, I'm still blown away they're all in the same place, and it would be funny if it's like an M. Night Shyamalan's The Village situation where all these people are stuck back in medieval times, whereas they've got the Industrial Revolution and muskets happening in the next continent over, and that's where Commodore secretly imported his gasoline engine from.
Yeah, there's stuff like that in this game. Maybe not to that extent, but there are things that kind of span the countries.
Forbidden technology.
And we've heard a lot about the city-states of Joustin in some of the conversation in old books in this game, and that's where the second game takes place. So there's a lot of crossover between those two countries. People have asked us this, so we'll address it now. There is a special Clive side quest in the second Suikoden game, which requires you to speed run the fucking game and get to certain parts of the game within a certain amount of time, which is quite impossible for the nature of how we cover games, but we will still cover that either by YouTube or by using a Game Shark code to reset the clock.
I bet I can find a save file on GameFAQs that's primed for that too, that I can download to my USB stick, then copy to my PS3, then copy that to a PS1 memory card, to the memory card adapter, then play that on my PS1. That sounds like an efficient use of my time.
Yeah, but there's 8 different events, so you'd have to do this. You'd have to have 8 different save files.
You make a podcast, right?
Yeah, could you have a Game Shark?
Retrograde what?
You have a Game Shark?
Of course.
There's a code to reset the game clock, and then you could get the events that way too.
Perhaps I can't use my Game Shark with my optical drive emulator, Chris.
I have the disc.
All right, we'll do it that way.
It's up to you. I mean, we could just do YouTube. I don't know. We will cover it though in the next game. People have asked us that. So how we get it is yet to be determined. That's all I've got for Clive. Thanks, Clive.
I go back to the fuck house. I decided I have to make a new party.
Yeah.
My real party is now expired. I add Clive, Pesmerga, and Liukan to my party and get all their shit in good shape, which involves winning a bunch of money from Gaspar.
Absolutely. I also went with Clive and Pesmerga, but I brought my friend Ruby along with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You're a Ruby, what do the kids call it from Stan?
I don't know if I would be considered a Ruby stan at this point in time because I'm just now getting used to Ruby. I'm not telling you that you must fucking use Ruby, but I do like Ruby a lot.
Let's go to the Dragon's Den.
Let's go to the Dragon's Den.
I walk over there. It's in far west on that new continent with Anti and all that stuff on it.
Yeah, and where the former domain occupied by Milich.
Oppenheimer. New music. An old Irish song plays.
Yes.
What amazing grass here, Chris. Very green and Hobbit-like.
Would you like to know some interesting information about the old Irish song?
Yes.
So, you know that is it an accordion or whatever the intro of that song is that plays?
Sure, yeah, we'll call it that.
Do you have any idea what it is?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah,
I don't know anything
I don't know.
Music. I know if it sounds nice. I don't know what you can use to program it. I have no idea.
Well, that intro to the song does not repeat with the song.
Oh, right, yeah. It's like The Tide I can't think of them right now, but there are several songs in this game.
Rising Tide, maybe?
Yeah. Or like Galbadia Garden in Final Fantasy VIII, where that thundering intro doesn't repeat the entire time.
That was the first time I noticed in this game. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Theme of Tension Impact version also doesn't play the Impact version first.
Sure.
Yeah. There's a massive marble stone carving out front. I have no idea what's on it. I wonder if Chris can tell.
I think it's a dragon. I don't know.
Dragon. The man in front of the grassy cave hole is named Gatekeeper. They say, beyond this point is the domain of the Knights of the Dragon's Den, as designated by the Emperor. No one is permitted to enter here. Humphrey's like, yo, what's up? I got this. Humphrey says, I'm Humphrey Mintz, former captain of the Imperial Army's 100-man battalion. I request a meeting with Commander Joshua of the Knights of the Dragon's Den.
Is the 100-man battalion like a
Million-man march?
No, I was going to say like a Spartan 300 type thing, where like Humphrey was captain of like the most badass 100 guys.
I mean, Humphrey strikes me as relatively uncharismatic. So I don't know that he can, like, I don't think he's leading the A squad. I think he's leading like the C squad.
He leads by strength. Okay, I buy it.
Gatekeeper says, tough shit. Not even the Emperor can come in. Flick cannot believe this shit and suggests that something may have happened. Flick wants to try and gather information in Anti. So Flick, who's well-traveled, right, is like, no, they should let us in. There's something is up with these dragon denners.
Yeah, for sure. Then we have to go all the way back, not all the way back, but just a
walk across a
brief jaunt.
Did you walk across or did you teleport back to the castle, then teleport into...
I'm not that lazy, Eric. I think it would actually be faster to walk over there.
I walked back as well. Peaceful People plays.
Yes, good song, but not for long because suddenly theme of narcissism plays as we approach a blonde-haired person in a cape. Who isn't wearing a cape in this game? Who knows? Hey, Eric, name somebody who's not wearing a cape besides Tyr McDowell. Cleo.
Craze. He's also not wearing a head.
Yeah. In your game, he's not.
So these two boys, they're face to face and they're about to make out.
Possibly, but there's a NPC there who is allegedly the pub owner here.
Owner, that's his name, is yelling at the other guy for doing a dine and dash. He calls him a scoundrel. And when I saw there was a guy doing a dine and dash, I wanted to be Victor so badly.
Yeah, because Victor's gone.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he's not gone forever, but he's on his mission.
He's pulled this trick before, but this guy is actually Vincent.
Yes.
A blonde man with a little Dutch boy haircut, eyes looking down and smiling. He has a pink cape. I think we found another eccentric weirdo, Chris.
Yes, a narcissist, Vincent de Boule.
He says, no, you're mistaken. Your lack of trust is so typical of the peasant stock. What I'm trying to tell you is that you have the honor of being owed money by me for a little while. Think about it. I, Vincent de Boule, of pure aristocratic extraction, will owe you money.
Aristocratic extraction is a great, like, it's like a vanilla extract, but an aristocrat.
I'm extracted from the aristocrats.
Yes.
It's a shit joke.
There's a lot going on there.
You should be happy. The owner gets a little floored with his reply and says, don't give me that cock and bull.
Cock and bull.
Cock and bull.
If you're an aristocrat, why can't you afford breakfast? Chris, when are you going to give me that cock and bull?
What, you want breakfast?
No, cock and bull. What is cock and bull? I haven't heard that expression in like 25 years.
Oh, I don't know what cock and bull is either.
Damn it, fake net.
Initializing fake net.
A cock and bull story is a tale of far-fetched and fanciful fantasy, or a tale of highly dubious validity. The term is believed to have originated from stagecoach travelers' gossip and rumour exchanged between two coaching inns, the Cock and the Bull in Stony Stratford, England. These inns were a main stopping point on the Turnpike Road from London to Birmingham, Chester and North Wales.
Vincent de Boule says this is a painful question. You know, the question about breakfast?
Yeah.
If I had some money, I would be glad to pay you as much as you like, but unfortunately, I just gave it away to some poor, starving children. The owner...
So noble, Chris.
Yeah, the owner calls him a liar, which is very obvious. Flick then asks, what is going on?
Chris, how are we 55 hours into this game and we're still getting wrapped up in cock and bull schemes?
55 hours?
That's how far I am.
Oh, my clock is fucked. My clock is like 80 hours because I left it on one day when I walked away from my PC.
Yeah.
So...
Your PlayStation computer.
It would probably be closer to like 19 hours in a real playthrough. But yeah, good question. The owner recognizes Tyr then. Vincent asks if we are the son of General Tail McDowell. I say yes, I've killed my dad. Vincent says he is vacationing in these parts. And I say, sure, I'll bet.
I say, greetings, sir.
Oh, well. Vincent is very hurt by this, in my case, and asks us to pay his tab. He is on his way to meet Joshua.
Vincent concludes when I say greetings here that we are both of fine stock and says, let's fraternize on a more casual basis.
Fraternize? This guy's got a hell of a vocabulary.
And then he asks to lend us a few coins. It appears this fellow here doesn't trust me. And then he says, it links back up when he says he's on his way to meet Joshua, Night of the Dragon's Den. So this is like, oh shit, he knows Joshua.
Yep.
We got to get in to find Joshua. This guy who's definitely telling the truth definitely knows Joshua.
Even though the guy that we have on our team knows Joshua
Yes.
very well.
Yes.
So
Again, we're at cock and bull schemes.
cock and bull schemes.
Cock and bull schemes.
Vincent fucks off, and Flick wonders what in the world that was, but caught that Vincent was heading to the Dragon Knight's domain. The owner still wonders who's going to pay for his meal, Chris. How much do you think it's going to be?
I was thinking maybe it was going to be maybe 3,000 bits.
I was thinking like 50,000.
Yeah, but
It's 200 bits.
200 bits.
200 bits.
He
I
had-
got that. No problem, sir.
Yes, he had a single hard-boiled egg and a glass of water.
Is that true?
No,
Oh.
I was thinking of the last like really cheap breakfast I bought.
Hmm.
And it was 3 hard-boiled eggs in a plastic container, but it was like $4.
Were you at an airport?
I was at Disney World,
Jesus.
or at the Disney World hotel. And I was going to get coffee, and I was like, that looks like something I could eat that would be very efficient for nourishment.
Yeah, a lot of protein in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
So give me that shit.
Didn't you go with the granola bar and the 1 ounce bag of cereal in the individually wrapped box?
That's okay, but granola bars sometimes don't digest well for me. But
Tell
enough,
me.
enough-
Okay.
enough-
All right. I was going to say, tell me more if you want.
No,
but
I don't want to tell you
we'll
any more
get back
about
to
that.
shitting out granola. So then we go back to the Dragon's Den, where an old Irish song once again plays. Vincent, our guy, is here at the front door. We party out as music theme for a narcissist plays.
Initializing fake net.
It does, but I find that song irritating and this podcast needs to feature more of the old Irish song.
I like how this music just follows him around.
Yeah, just like Milich.
The gatekeeper calls Vincent very persistent, but he says he still can't let him in.
Did you notice that Vincent has a rose on his cloak? This is the first time we've seen him from the back.
I just assume everybody of aristocratic stock is just got roses pinned to them. And we kiss them, a kiss from a rose, if you were.
Yeah, seal.
Vincent counters, what a thing to say. I'm telling you who I am for your sake. Vincent here is a dear friend of Joshua's. If Joshua finds out you turned Vincent away, he'll be furious. You're new here, aren't you? There's still time to do the right thing. And is this where he starts to Ricky Henderson? Because he wasn't talking in first person to the owner of the pub, was he?
No, I don't think he was. He's on one here.
The gatekeeper responds with the most hilarious first sentence I have ever seen. I have been in this post for 5 years.
Yes. Vincent tries to say that the last time he was here was just over 5 years ago. Flick is laughing at this shit.
Yeah.
Vincent asks if we have business with the Dragon Knights too. We're wasting our time. We'll never get past this hard head here, Vincent says to us. Humphrey says we must see Joshua.
I thought he was screaming in my head at this, like Humphrey was screaming at Vincent and the guard. Like he's sick of this shit.
I have an exclamation point in my notes here, so maybe he
Could be a scream.
He had one. He doesn't use those very often. Vincent then recognizes Humphrey. Why? It's Humphrey, one of the most renowned captains of the Imperial Army's 100-man battalion.
So Vincent does know shit about the world.
Yes, absolutely. And Humphrey is a well-traveled man, obviously. You're in the Liberation Army too? Commander Tyr, dearest friend, I have something good to tell you. Please follow me. Then he pulls us off to the side of that dragon tomb thing.
It was like a gate,
Yeah.
that sculpture. And he says, nostalgia. I would come to the Dragon Knight's domain to play when I was a child, so I know the area well. You can enter the domain from behind this rock. I played in this spot often as a child. Flick can't believe this shit, and Vincent tells Flick he's quite bright for a commoner. Flick shoves it right back. Hey, listen up, aristocratic scum. If this is an entrance, why didn't you use it yourself? Vincent thinks this is a foolish question and says a man of my birth would never sneak in like a common burglar. Flick says that's quite enough, gentlemen. And Vincent then addresses Tyr, pleading Tyr to believe him, then saying, Good, I wouldn't know what to do if you even distrusted me. Well, be very careful then. It's quite dangerous inside. And we have control, and Vincent, standing next to that marble structure, will say, No, don't depend on me. This is a kind of friendship too.
What does that mean?
This is a kind of friendship. I think he means like me doing you a favor with nothing in return. Maybe he's like doing this for us since we paid his tab.
I feel like he's got
tit for
ulterior
tat.
motives.
Oh yeah, I don't trust this guy at all. I wish we could kill him.
Why? Why is he going to see Joshua? Like, if he's going to see Joshua, he must have important business.
I don't think he knows what important business is. I think he is a wandering gossip. You know how like socialites,
Yeah.
just kind of like mill about in expensive places and be seen.
Yeah.
Vincent wants to be seen by important people,
Okay.
even though he has no coin.
I'll take it.
I approach the rock, and there is indeed a cave behind it. I go in the cave.
Yes.
Pimp plays.
Pempa.
I fight some enemies.
Yeah, some magic shields.
It's a shield with a golden face, and its edges are rotating blue blades.
Yes, and my favorite enemy that we've encountered thus far, the Sunshine King, which is like a floating Buddha statue guy thing.
Yeah, muscular sitting man. There's a bunch of SpaghettiOs that he fires out at us.
I love SpaghettiOs.
Ew.
I mean, I wouldn't eat them.
There's also a black elemental, which is a purple floating sphere.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember, but I think one of these enemies has a sound setting inside of it. I think Sunshine King.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I didn't actually get that, though.
I couldn't find it. I tried for a little while and couldn't get it.
In this cave, I also found a Goldette, Old Book Volume 5, and the Power Glove that makes me feel bad, so bad.
It's bad.
I love
yes.
it.
Thanks. We read the Old Book from Volume 5 already in the future past.
I progress through this very linear cave and make to an open area where huge columns of light are shining down into the cave. Snarling, crawling, scratching, and finally screaming dragon noises are audible.
Yes, dragon snoring is what it really is. Humphrey spits dots and Flick asks what's wrong.
The dreaded dots.
Yes, indeed. He tells us to look below, and we do, and we fall.
We fall the fuck down.
Yeah, wow. There's a bunch of sleeping dragons down here, and also what I'm assuming is a dragon knight.
There's a guy.
It's a lady.
It's a person.
It's a person.
It's a person.
Named Milia.
Portrait character.
Milia calls us rather brazen for thieves. Hello, fellow thieves. Yes, we are, I guess. Then our boy Fooch.
Futch.
Okay. Did you think we were going to see him again?
Hell, well, I mean, I think we're going to see everybody who has a portrait in this game again, but
yeah.
Traditionally, no, he was just a taxi.
Yeah, he runs up and he recognizes T, or he reminds us of everything that we did together, but does not mention getting in a fight with Ted, who is missing or dead. Milia wonders if we are the Liberation Army leader, which is true. Flick looks around and he asks if the dragons are always sleeping like this. Milia wonders what our business is. Flick wonders if they're going to answer his question. There's a lot of wondering going on here.
When Flick asked if they were sleeping, Futch fired back some dots that terminated an exclamation point. So he's like, oh shit, they're on me. Right now, I'm like, yeah, dragons sleep.
Yeah,
they're
of course.
Probably just sleeping.
Yeah. Humphrey introduces himself as the former captain of the Imperial Army's 100-man battalion, which is the third time that this has happened thus far, or at least it's been denoted. He requests to see Joshua. Milia decides that she's going to allow it, since we've all seen what's going on here. The dragons are sleeping, Eric, and apparently that's not normal. They did not do with the exception of Futch's ... exclamation point, they did not do a very good job of communicating that we're all noticing that something is not right here. Milia then introduces herself as Milia, Deputy Commander of the Dragon Knights.
So Deputy is like second in command, typically?
Deputy Dog.
Okay. Is it McGruff's buddy? What is that?
I think that's...
The crime dog, Fred McGriff?
It might be. It's in my brain for some reason.
Fake Net, what's Chris talking about?
Initializing FakeNet.
Deputy Dog is a Terrytoons cartoon character, featured on the animated television series of the same name that aired from 1960 to 1964. There is likely no rational reason for Crisp to know this.
Anyway, the dragon folk go on ahead and they're going to meet us at the castle.
We have control. I walk up to a dragon and press X, and it wakes up and looks at me, then goes back to sleep.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Do the same thing with the two other dragons, rousing them to roost. But they all go back to sleep.
You solved the problem.
I did. Just kicked them. Just wake up your damn dragons. I exit the cave and make it back to the world map. We've traveled through the mountain. I go left into a nondescript gray castle surrounded by trees. This is the Dragon Knight's fortress.
Yeah.
A blasted wasteland topped off by music and old Irish tune.
More Irish tunes.
NPCs.
Let's do it.
There's a caved lady off to our right. They have big ear headgear like everyone here.
Yeah, kind of like headbands with wings, maybe?
Yeah. Some Caesar wings.
Yeah, sure.
They say our dragons, too. If they don't wake up, we may never fly again. And this is kind of like the Rune Village, where it's like, you're telling us your main weakness. You're not supposed to tell anyone this.
Well, I guess if somebody's gotten this far, then they're supposed to be here, maybe? Because they're pretty isolated, usually.
There's a guy, I mean, I know, but like Futch and Milia were coy about the issue, and we were in front of the damn dragons.
Yeah.
There's a guy in blue at the entrance. He says, I wonder what's wrong with Futch. He's been a bit morose since the time he stood guard.
Someone shit in his cereal.
That's right. Chris is making a Mallrats reference.
I think it's actually... That might be chasing...
No, it's chasing Amy. You're right.
Might be
You're
chasing Amy.
Well, look at this morose motherfucker right here.
Not a good movie. Well...
There are some parts that definitely doesn't
hold up in a way that makes you uncomfortable.
Right.
If you watch it in 2022 and you're not a weirdo.
Upper right, tucked behind the fortress, portrait character Fuma. Red cloak, hood draping almost over both eyes.
Yeah.
Fuma says, so you found me. You must have remarkable powers of vision to find me. When I can obliterate my very presence and become a shadow. Does he have like a Where's Waldo gimmick?
Yeah, he's
in plain sight, Chris.
The weird thing is, he's not hidden very well. Do you know who was hidden better than Fuma that we've in a game that we've covered thus far.
Clive.
Santa the dealer.
Oh, God, yes.
Star
Santa.
Ocean.
God, I forgot that Santa is in Star Ocean.
Yeah.
Jesus, that took me forever to find.
Yeah.
He's behind a tree.
Yeah, Fuma not doing so great. But you can recruit him. And he sees that we are the leader of the Liberation Army. My name is Fuma, follower of the Ninja Way. Then he asked to join, excuse me. And we let him. Honored, sir. Fuma joins. Eric, would you like to hear about Fuma?
Honored, sir.
Fuma is the Chico Star, the Wild Star. He's age 28. Occupation, obviously, is a ninja. His weapon is the Shuriken. You've heard of those, right? The Shuriken, the Super Shuriken, and the Ultra Shuriken.
When I went to Japan, I bought those to give to my friends back home, and when I opened my suitcase, they were gone.
Were they confiscated because of some sort of
they
law?
were weapons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that.
That's what I get for buying stereotypical white kid idiot in Japan gifts.
That's true. You should have bought a solid copy of, I don't know, Kirby's Kirby.
Yeah. Great game.
Kirby. Fuma can participate in the ninja attack along with Kage and Kasumi, the other two ninjas that we've met and have on our team. You want to guess what team he joins for war?
Ninjas.
Yes, ninjas. He can discover the opponent's next move with a 100% success rate, just like you read in the old book or observed on your own. His battle cry is, "Let me take care of it, sir." His death quote is, "This too is the ninja way." Death.
He's so right.
He can't die, though, because, ninjas, they're not going to die because they're not combatants. That's it. That's all I've got for... I already forgot his name.
Fuma.
Fuma.
Honored, sir.
Yep.
Off to the left, and this place is nothing, so I'll go inside the fortress. Inside appears to be a traditional stone castle with a red and gold entrance carpet. NPCs are milling about the place. First one up here has black hair, black gear, and gold shoulder pads. They say, on our master Joshua's arm is the dragon rune. One of the 27 true runes.
Ooh, I love true rune lore, Eric.
That's why he never grows old, and it's also his curse. And Chris, finally we have acknowledgement that runes provide power, but are also a curse.
Yes, except the the one that we have ate our dad's soul and our mom brother's soul and Odessa's soul.
Yeah, that sounds like a positive, negative, who can say? I mean, like, if people have to die, that sucks, but if I can have their soul in my arm bracelet, then that's pretty cool.
It is called the Soul Eater, after all.
Like, if you had to die, I would prefer to be in possession of your soul.
Yeah.
I'd do cool shit with it, though. We'd go on all kinds of trips.
I, too, have this curse, thanks to Ted.
Above him, there's a guy in blue cape with gold trim. It says, "We, the Knights of the Dragon's Den, have always dealt with Imperials as equals and vice versa. But recently, their attitude toward us...
Did you notice that really impressive etched mural thing in the back of the fort here?
Not at
when
this
you got
time.
to the top? Okay, well, I thought it was pretty cool. It's like...
I've got it. Big dragon spider jewel thing engraved on back wall.
I've got two winged dragons helping each other.
Oh, nice. Good.
So, yeah. Anything else?
A maid lady in the top right sees that we're soldiers and asks if we'd like to rest. And I would. And I do. And I save my video game traditionally.
And it's free.
When I talk to the guy on the top left in front of the large couch, Humphrey decides to speak.
Yeah.
What's this guy's name?
Kroots.
Kroots.
He's a stern-looking man with sharp features. Kroots says, "You're Humphrey, aren't you? Commander of the 100-man Corps in those days. What's going on? Back then, you fought for Barbarossa against my master, Emperor Gale.
Gale. Ragnar. Well, it doesn't say it here, but yeah.
And now you turn against Barbarossa? Wishy-washy, aren't we?"
Yeah, wishy-washy was a big term during the Bush-Kerry election.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they called Kerry wishy-washy and a flip-flopper.
Oh, that Kerry. Okay, I was like, Bush didn't run against Kerry in 92. What are you talking about? But this is...
No, it happened in the future of this
I understand.
game.
I understand.
I just that's why I always remember that term.
Swift boats.
Yeah. I was on a boat.
Humphrey explains that in those days, he believes in Barbarossa, but Kroots asks if Humphrey had a change of heart. Humphrey stresses that he hasn't changed shit.
Yeah.
The one who has changed is Kroots. He says the one who's changed is, then trails off, then he says, "Kroots, I have a request."
Right.
So we don't address who the one who's changed. He's not going to tell him about Barbarossa's shit.
He doesn't want to speak ill of Barbarossa because
Yeah.
maybe he still has feelings for his former master. Humphrey says, "You are Gale Rugnar's greatest general. You could be a great help. Please join us." And
Kroots spits some dots.
he spits some dots, but he gives the greatest answer that one could give in this particular scenario. Kroots says his only master is Gale Rugnar. Quote, "But if this is an opportunity to kill Barbarossa, the killer of my master, then it is an appealing thought. All right, I'm with you, Master Tyr." Kroots joins.
I also can't say no to appealing thoughts.
Yeah, it's great. I don't really care about your calls here, but I do want to kill that guy.
I don't like stuffed crust pizza, but it is cheaper than regular crust today. So
Yes, did not win the War of Succession, but perhaps I will win this war and kill the guy I wanted to kill originally. Kreutz is the Tinku star of the Empty Star.
just like me.
Yep. He's age 35. His weapon is a sword. He's a front row character. His sword's called the Denta, the Big Denta, or the Kamui. I think Kamui means something in Japanese. Can't remember.
Okay, good.
It's like heaven or earth or fucking, I don't know. I'm not even going to ask FateNet. I don't want to know.
You incurious motherfucker. I want to know. FakeNet, what's that mean?
Initializing FakeNet.
A Kamui is a spiritual or divine being in Ainu mythology, a term denoting a supernatural entity composed of or possessing spiritual energy. The Ainu people have many myths about the Kamui, passed down through oral traditions and rituals.
Psycho Paladin Jr. says a Kamui is a spiritual or divine being in Ainu mythology, a term denoting a supernatural entity composed of or possessing spiritual energy.
I love the real net.
He copied off of me. Psycho Paladin Jr. is copying me.
War Battles, Wild Geese. We now have a complete team of Wild Geese with Kreutz, Morgan, and Chop Head Guy.
Chopidman.
Kirk. His battle cry is, "The dragon inside me has awakened."
There are 2 dragons inside of you.
And his death quote is, "I die for my master." That's all I've got for Kreutz. Thanks, Kreutz, for your arc here. His battle sprite's pretty cool. He's got some pretty cool red armor on.
Chris, what's upstairs after Kreutz? We'll have to wait until next week to figure it out.
But you know what we can figure out?
RealNet?
What button on my soundboard here plays initializing RealNet? Probably this one.
Initializing RealNet.
Got it. Hello, RealNet. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's read some comments. Hopefully, they're good. No, you don't really have to hope they're always going to be good. Cal L says, Odessa met Johnny Sewer Britches after they threw her body in the stream.
That's right. She's going to emerge in Suikoden 2 as like a toxic Avenger type scenario.
Eric Von Inen says, I reconnected just in time for Jesus. I guess we talked about Jesus earlier.
Crucifixion.
Yeah.
Hot Jesus.
Yeah. Tokame says, how dare you mix up Humphrey with Sanchez? JK, all men look the same. It's true.
Jesus, John the Baptist, who can tell them apart?
Psycho Paladin Jr. says, every time Sanchez is mentioned, I think of the infamous butt fumbler QB Mark Sanchez.
I almost did some kind of butt fumble reference with the fake net in like 2 episodes ago. I forgot. It was some like sick burn on the Jets that I ended up not doing.
Oh, well. Eric Von Inen says, Eric is Mr. Recruit Yo Girl. I guess when you took Eileen.
Yeah. It's a way to, I mean, honestly, I think LaPont is more in love with his sword than his wife.
Yeah.
So.
Corinji. Cal-El says, you don't move to Fuckhouse Castle for marital commitment.
This is true. I don't think there's any, are there any explicitly shared rooms between one man and one woman, or one man and one, I mean, like Pawn and Cleo stay in the same room, right?
Now's a good time to bring this up because I think we missed it in my notes, but do you know who's in LaPont's room?
Eileen?
It's not Eileen, it's Kunto.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I think...
Great.
We may have missed that before, or it's my notes later, who knows. Cal-El is leaving his Xenogears comment, but I'm going to read it. I'm 3 seasons late with this, but I'm going to start referring to Groff as Darth Vader. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Groff, thou seek the power.
Oh, fuck. Cal-El says, I'm concerned that Eric's first association for dinner plate is Fazoli's. Yeah, that's a big problem. That is a problem, Eric.
I think when I first started going to Fazoli's, it was one of those fast casual places that for some reason gave you your food on a real plate and not like a paper plate or like a tray. Like they give you actual ass silverware.
I would have said Sizzler. Cal-El says, shrouded in mystery? I thought he was shrouded in plate armor. Eric, Peshmerga. Dubert posts some information about the Peshmerga. Peshmerga, literally, those who face death, as we said, is the Kurdish branch of the Iraqi armed forces. They are the military forces of the autonomous Kurdish region of Iraq. According to the Constitution of Iraq, the Peshmerga, along with their security subsidiaries, are responsible for the security of Kurdistan, ... Not reading the rest because it cut off, but you get the point.
Awesome.
Yeah. Tokame confirms that Crowley's name is Crowley, also in Japan, romanized as Kurori. It seems like that would be something that would be easy to fuck up in the localization.
Yeah.
Like not the Xenogears issue with translating a stuff. Tokame also confirms there's a lot of gun lore in Suikoden, specifically in the Suiko Gaiden games with Clive. So please be excited for gun lore.
I'm glad it's still 1.0 guns as muskets and he doesn't have an Uzi out there.
I lost it, but somebody noted that Victor is somebody without a cape. There you go. Shy Guy 32 quotes me and says, I love SpaghettiOs. I wouldn't eat them. Maybe I meant to say I loved SpaghettiOs and I wouldn't eat them now.
Tiffany is still down with Chef B, but I don't. SpaghettiOs and I do not get along.
Only one of my kids likes SpaghettiOs, so that's good. But they are handy when you just need to put some fucking food in those things. Those kids, like, here, eat this. Cal says I've made pizza roll pizza roll nachos, and pizza roll mac and cheese.
Pizza roll mac and cheese sounds lovely.
No, I don't really like.
What an indulgence.
Cal L says sadly it's not.
Cal L, I think, has like some of the most fucked meals I've seen in the What's for Dinner channel.
Yeah.
Like I've made much worse in my career as a human, but I both admire and fear his work.
Well, I could do without macaroni and cheese. Like you may as well blink it out of existence. We don't need that shit. It's too much cheese.
Chris does not speak for all of Retrograde Amnesia. He speaks for himself. The opinions of Chris do not represent those.
The same way you feel about soup is the way I feel about macaroni and cheese.
Waste of goddamn time.
Yeah, macaroni is a waste of goddamn time.
It provides carbs and it provides cheese. The two things you need.
I like both of those things, but separate. Thanks, RealNet, for joining us tonight. We'll see you again in a future episode. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on today, May 11th, 2022. You can find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod or email us at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. Thank you, Mark
Shepard,
for the introductory music.
Chris, yeah, you're welcome.
And thank you to the RealNet for joining us tonight. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, and access to the RealNet. Check it out. It's there. You can go there. Eric, until next time.
Yes, we will plate our armor.
Now you may go back to Fazoli's. This episode is... Did you see what that fucking happened? This fell off the ceiling and hit the ding button.
Nothing ever... We have to end the podcast forever now. That's wonderful. I was actually going to make a joke about shit not falling off in a long time either.
Well, I just put this
Is that on camera? Can you save whatever just happened?
I don't record
Son
this
of a fuck.
shit.
God damn it, dude.
I can't believe that it hit the ding button. It would have been better if it would have hit the...
Woohoo.
Yeah. Woohoo! Hey, go to bed. Good night.
Can we shut this?
Yeah, you can shut it.
It's Eric. Good night, Daddy.
Good night, dude. See you later. What were we going to play?
Citizen Sleeper.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I that's on my list, but I'm playing Norco at the moment.
Similar.
Which I was enjoying, but I started playing the Euyuden Chronicle Rising. It's okay. It's fine. I don't think
Does that feel like a freemium game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It looks hastily animated and...
The animation is what bothers me the most. If it was all like traditional like sprite animations, like hand animated, which I understand that would be a big ask, but I would like it a lot more. But the kind of floaty animations kind of turn me off a little bit. But
somewhere between Flash and Vanillaware.
Yeah, somewhere between a plank and between one and Perdition. But a lot of the stuff that's going on in the periphery of that game, I like a lot. Plus, it's got a lot of like there's like a kangaroo guy and stuff like that. And you see how this one's got like fucking battle damage and shiny
I show
armor.
You like a Saturn game and a PS1 game, and it's the same game, and I point out how muddy the textures are on Saturn. Okay. Yes, it looks wonderful. Yes, yeah. I see the battle damage.
You see the rust and stuff.
Yeah, I see it.
You see the metallic paints.
I see all of it.
Yeah,
I see how it's legally distinct in every way.
Whenever I need to feel happy, I just look at it.
Listen, man, you do your own art project. Yeah, you just look at shit. I just take out a copy of Panzer Dragoon Saga, hold it, and look at it. I don't need to fucking play it to feel good.
There's about a 2-week period after I finish a Gundam project that I'm proud of, where all I have to do is just stare at it.
Yeah.
What is it about painting a battle cat?
No, it's he was talking to me at your party on Saturday, and he said he was really getting into Sonic lore. Because he saw Sonic 2 and wanted to know what the whole Sonic thing was. And I'm like, there's not really a story. And he's like, well, I'm going through Sonic Adventure 1, the Dreamcast game. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, I heard him say that.
What are you doing?
I don't think I
guess he wasn't a Sega kid, so he's never even... I would just play Sonic Mania and call it a day. There's not really story in that, but I think you must know like the gun... I don't know. Is Gun a major part of the Sonic movies?
Gun,
the operatives that are on the moon that try to hunt Shadow on behalf of Robotnik? Because that's like most of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic
That's
Adventure
probably
1,
going to be the sequel, maybe.
Chaos Dragon.
That all depends on if they can convince Jim Carrey to come back, probably.
When someone says, I want to get into Sonic lore, no matter, you are afraid for them.
Yeah, I would be too, yeah. If you want to get some well-fashioned Sonic lore, watch the movie.
He did that. He wants more.
You don't need more. Yeah, they do know the difference between a 2D and a 3D game, and they both prefer 3D games at this point in time, I think.
So you got him a 2D game. Nice.
I think it's because Kirby the Forgotten Land is so well made that it's really...
I mean, that's Kirby's thing, right? Well made and non-threatening.
Yes.
Sizzler. They're putting a Wild Eggs now at where the Sizzler was formerly occupied by Old Chicago.
Yes. Yeah. I saw it the other day when I was up there at Game Exchange.
I still refer to all those buildings by their initial occupant 25 years ago.
Yeah. Last time I was at Old Chicago, I was on like my third or fourth date with my current wife.
Great. Must have gone well, Chris.
We ate some those pizza rolls and smoked cigarettes.
Great. That's good. You can still smoke indoors then, or?
No, we were out in the patio.
Okay. I didn't know they had a patio. Awesome. Is that on the inside?
Yeah,
oh, no,
like,
out
it's
front.
covered.
Out front. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
jtowneats.com.
We still eat pizza rolls. We don't smoke cigarettes anymore. We stopped it. We said stop doing that.
Don't know the last time I had a pizza roll. I recall that pizza rolls like being subjected to the hot pocket issue, where if you bite in, it can be cool on the outside, but the inside's nuclear fire, and it can just ruin your...
Yeah. I had pizza rolls once because we had like a grocery delivery thing, and they brought us the wrong fucking thing, and that person ordered pizza rolls, so we had pizza rolls.
Nice.
So we just ate the pizza
rolls. It was
good.
Eat the pizza rolls. I used to eat a 15-pack of those every day for lunch when I was in like 6th grade.
I only remember crawling around the alley, bleeding. To get away from the syndicate, I ran away to England.
But yes. Suddenly, theme of narcissism play. I haven't played Tactus. I haven't played Tact.
Where'd you go next, Chris?
I went back to Reaper to make sure we are recording. Next, I went back. Die. Die,
monster. You don't belong in this world.
Die,
monster. You don't belong in this world.
Die,
monster.
Die,
monster. You don't belong in this world.
Farewell.